Talkwad Radio Network welcomes you to the SpiritPioneers.com channel, where you can find Momma J Speaks, also simulcasted on the theartsradio.com channel as well. Hello,
Thank you for
everyone.
tuning in to the Talk.
How are you all doing? Welcome to the Momma J Show. I am happy to be here on Monday, January 21st. The Momma J Speaks Show is proudly brought to you by Talkwad Network. Please check out other shows with the Talkwad Network at www.talkwad.com. And I want to introduce all of you out there to my wonderful, wonderful guests that I have today. The Miss Tantalizing, Fabulous, Amazing Lady Cass.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Momma J Speaks Show.
Thank you so much.
It's great that you agreed to come on.
No, really, thanks for the invite. You're wonderful. And
thank you.
besides being a guest, we're good friends too.
Yeah. We hang out at church, and we got some
Wings Bookstore,
and we have stuff in common, and we're like redheaded sisters.
Redheaded sisterhood.
Yes, absolutely. So, how's life been going for you?
Very good. Really good. I've been pretty busy. Just got back from New York.
That's where you're from originally,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah. Upstate.
Awesome.
They call it upstate. It's an hour north of the city.
Awesome.
And, it was cold. I
How
know.
cold? It's
Well,
cold.
no, I'm sorry. They said they were having a heat wave, and it was 40 degrees. Okay, this is Florida. That was not a heat wave. I can't curse, right? So I was cold.
Well,
I was freezing.
you were super, super duper
Super freezing.
freaking.
Frigging freezing.
Well,
and I had my booties on, and I had sweaters and jackets, and it was freezing. It's hard to say that without.
yeah, having that other expletive, I understand.
it
But
was
40 degrees, I mean, I know when it's 40 degrees in Florida, it's really dang cold here.
Freezing.
Yeah.
But there wasn't any snow. There was snow. I did go to New Jersey, and there was still some snow on it. So that was cool.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't snow while we were up there. But the day after we left, they got 4 inches.
Oh, you didn't do any snow angels.
No, I couldn't do any snowmen or snow angels.
Well, that's no fun.
I know. It would have been fun to play in the snow.
Yeah, I have still yet to play in snow.
Yeah.
For real.
Are you a Floridian? Are you like a... Yeah, really? You're a crack? Oh, my God.
That's what they all
Really,
say.
an original.
Well, I have times when I can convince other people I'm actually from Australia. And people have known me to be from Australia.
And they don't have any snow either.
No, not at all.
Okay. From Australia.
Essex, England, Australia. I have a whole backstory.
You do. Thank you,
I think that works. Does that work better, Adam? Yay, we got the head shake.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Good deal. But yeah, so I just got back from New York, and it's much warmer here. Thank you, God. Liking the weather.
Yes, but you brought it back. You brought cold weather back. But anyways.
A little cold, but
yeah.
It's much.
Well, moving on from the snow but cold weather that you actually brought here. Thank you very much. We were supposed to go into spring.
I'd like to go back to the beach.
The beach
spring, let's go to the beach.
Is coming. It's been some weather that's been getting up more and more.
Yeah, it's getting.
But anyways, so this evening we are going to have Lady Cass talk about her life in the sense of her being a Reiki master
Yes.
and what brought her to that point in her life. And she's also written a book called The Universal Reiki Connection. If any of you out there want to pick this up, it's at the Wings bookstore
Mm-hmm.
in St. Pete off of 4th Street and 46th. Correct?
Correct.
Yay!
And it's also on Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. Order order for delivery exactly or something like that. It's really good service, right?
Yeah,
That works.
that works. That works for me.
You'll get it no matter what, honey.
Calling. You'll get it.
Yes. And then later on in the show, you know how I always put out there some affirmations or questions to get your minds going and everything. And we'll definitely find out more about Lady Cass. And so are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to drill her now. And
Dun, dun,
make her
dun,
feel really uncomfortable. No, not at all.
Okay. I'm ready.
Not at all. So, when did you decide? When did you get started in this whole Reiki
In the Reiki
journey?
around 1998, I started in massage school right here in Clearwater. It was called Bhakti Massage and School of Massage and Energy Work. And it's no longer here. I found out that the instructor and the owner of the school did retire,
Ah,
which I'm very sad about. But they offered Reiki classes, so I decided to take it. There was no, Reiki, you have to take it. Thing. I didn't get any special feeling about it. It was just they were offering the class, so I decided to take it
mm-hmm.
and move the mic again. You know what? I'm not sitting still. That's why. I'm sorry. I'm a rocker. I like to rock. Sorry, I'll be still. I like to rock.
We do have a rock show, a few rock shows.
A few rock shows. I'll have to go on those and rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the party at would be a really good one. You'd probably like those chicks. They're awesome. They're total rockers.
Rockers.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I can't sit still. And they offered Reiki, and I started to take Reiki 1, and it was a really wonderful class, wonderful instructors. And after the attunement, which is where you're more or less turned on to Reiki, and a lot of the students who were there with me were like, "Oh my God, it felt so good," and I can't believe the lights, and I shook and everything quaked around me, and I thought, okay, I wasn't getting anything from this, and I was really upset because I thought maybe this isn't for me, or maybe God just went by me,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, you're not it.
Yeah, forget it. You're next. But I kept practicing, and then I went on for a couple months later. I went on for Reiki 2, and when I was practicing the Reiki, I didn't really um, feel a lot of energy because when you're working with Reiki, you're supposed to feel the energy come out of your hands. And I didn't really feel a lot of energy, but I kept working on myself. You work on your chakras. And
I got a chakra book. That's really good.
Very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good girl. And I didn't really feel a lot of energy, but I felt something working within me, but I didn't feel it through my hands. So I kept working and doing what I was supposed to do. And I went for the next phase, which was Reiki 2. And I learned a few things from that. I learned symbols, which is what you learn on Reiki 2. So I worked with the symbols and I became attuned to Reiki 2. Well, after my attunement, they did warn me during the attunement that this is very strong and you may feel a little overwhelmed. They said the same thing with Reiki 1.
But you didn't really feel
But I
much of
didn't
anything.
feel anything, although
Yeah.
my friends were like, wow, this is so awesome. And after I got done with the Reiki 2 attunement, I felt okay. I felt a little dizzy, but they said you just need to drink a lot of water. Drank a lot of water, went home. On my way to work, I was crossing the Gandhi, I think it was the Gandhi Bridge, and I came across the side just before you go over the bridge.
Exit ramps?
No, on the side of the bridge where
The median?
the beach is,
Oh, the
kind of where the
beach?
beach part is.
Right, right.
Um, Thank you. That's
Causeway.
it. The causeway. Um, I just got this feeling that I needed to pull over, and I kind of played with the idea a little bit, and then I heard, no, you really need to pull over. And so I pulled over and sat on the side and went to get out of the car with my cell phone, and I was told to leave my cell phone there. And I left my cell phone and sat on the cement ramp there, not on the ramp, but on the side on the cement.
Right.
And I started to cry and really, I mean, really cry. Like
Mhm.
I was heaving the tears, and when you cry so hard it hurts.
Oh, yeah. I've been
Yeah.
experiencing those lately.
Yeah, I was just crying so hard it just hurt.
Cleansing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Emotional cleansing is
Emotional cleansing.
occurring.
Yeah, definitely. And all the things that I had been going through because I was going through a divorce. We were separated at the time. And, you're not sure, is this right? Should I be doing this? Blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah, and it's just like that
it
too.
does, it is. All that blah. And it was coming out as blah, 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 blah.
Blah.
Literally, that started coming out too.
Right,
The
right.
blah, 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 blah. And I was on the side of the road for like a half hour, 45
Hmm.
minutes, and
Purging.
purging. Yeah, lovely purging. Needless to say, by the time I got back in the car, and that's when the cell phones were really big.
Oh, wow.
They
You
were
got one of
really,
those.
yeah. Well,
Well, they're getting that big again.
this was years ago. I mean, we're going back 13 years.
Right.
So this was when cell phones first came out.
And then they got
They got little, and
small,
now
and now
they're
they're
like really wide. Pretty funny. We're going back.
yeah.
But when I got back into the car, I probably had 10 messages from work because I was about half an hour late for work. So I had to clean myself up because I was
And
a
get back to
mess
normal.
and try to get back to normal. And I went to work and I just told them that I had to pull over because I got sick.
Hey, it
What are you
wasn't
going
like
to do?
it was an excuse. It was actually
It
what
was
was
it was
truly
the truth.
happening
Yeah,
and
it was the
everything.
truth. So I literally got sick. So that was my experience for Reiki too.
So then what happened? Because you went on to your Reiki 3. Is that when you become a
You
Reiki
become a
master?
Reiki master. Yeah. Yeah. And that was amazing when I became a Reiki master. That was very spiritual for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had um, many guides around me, and I could feel them touching my head and my shoulders. Um, yeah, it was awesome. It was very emotional and a lot of tears. And the Reiki master who worked on me was amazing. And I kept feeling my third eye being touched, and I kept going like this, and I said, "Stop." And he's like, "I'm not doing that. I'm not doing anything. Just sit still."
Yeah.
And he was not doing that.
Oh, I
Spirit,
get
my
those
third eye
sensations.
was
Yeah.
opening,
Yeah.
but I felt like he was just going like, "Could you just stop?" He's like, "I'm not doing it. Just relax." And it was spirits all around me. I
Mhm.
felt those feelings on my chakras were just exploding, opening up. It was amazing. It was really amazing.
Because I was attuned many years ago, around the time when I was becoming a massage therapist.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we have similar of our
Yeah.
backgrounds and everything. And I did get an attunement. I'm not sure if I went into Reiki 1 or just got attuned, but it's something that people have felt when I've given my sessions that they
Mm-hmm.
could feel that energy
Yeah.
coming through my hands and
That's
everything else. So
that's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that when I finally click into getting my Reiki, whatever levels,
Mm-hmm.
um, watch out, everybody. No.
Yeah, watch out.
I'm already highly intuitive. And once I really cue into that, I feel that that's when I'll really get even
I'll
more
take off.
highly intuitive, even more to the
More
nth
so.
degree and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, once you focus on anything like that,
mhm.
whatever you focus on definitely comes to you. So once you really focus on that gift, you're just going to open up wide. It's
Right.
going to be amazing.
Because I definitely have interest in that. My Mama K, she's been attuned to it, and she has her Reiki 1 and 2. So I've kind of grown up with the whole element of what Reiki is,
Mhm.
and healing touch and therapeutic touch and
Mhm.
quantum touch and all these energy type
Mhm.
modalities
Mhm.
beyond just massage therapy. I actually became what I wanted to become when
Mhm.
I was younger. I had always wanted to go to massage therapy school and become a massage therapist. I did not realize I was going to do it for the past 15 years. So,
That's a good thing.
and I am now wanting to definitely move into other elements in life and see
Mhm.
what else is out there
Mhm.
other than just the massage
Mhm.
aspect of
Mhm.
everything. So, in the process of you being a Reiki master, you started writing this book, The
Mhm.
Universal Reiki Connection.
Mhm.
And what was the turning point, the pinnacle point in your life that had arrived in which this
Mm.
came into fruition?
Um, yeah. I was I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 2 years ago, and as anyone would know that has been diagnosed with that or anything, any kind of diagnosis that they really don't want, you go into a really deep depression. And at first, I wasn't going to tell anybody. I was
Oh,
just going to keep it with me and not tell anybody.
you were going to keep it as a secret?
Yeah.
What was that going to do for you?
Well, because you don't want people to go, "Oh, you poor thing." I don't
Is that an ego thing?
not wanting people to say you poor thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an ego thing. I just don't.
Because ego can be on both sides,
Yeah.
either ego in a very big, big way, or ego in a very, oh, I'm a small person and I just don't deserve this and I don't deserve
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
And
I get it.
yeah, so
Yeah. I could. Yeah. That could be. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
instead of
Probably.
being open to receiving
I'm not good at.
support
Yeah.
and people giving to
Yes. I
you.
was never good at the receiving end at all. I'm a caregiver.
Mm,
So I give, 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 give. So you're right. The receiving part has always been really, really difficult for me. And I found out a lot about that once I joined Unity.
mm-hmm.
And Reiki and this book and multiple sclerosis have a lot to do with Unity. But that's what got me started on my book. When I was diagnosed, I did, of course, tell my husband.
Of course.
Yeah, because I went home and took a couple pills and went to bed. Not in a bad way.
Right, right.
Pills to just put me to sleep
Yeah.
because I couldn't handle it. And my husband came home and I just
Right.
and
Well, you had to get more out of your system. I mean,
yeah,
because that was a shock to your
it
system. Like,
it was.
I've been giving and giving and giving, and now I get this is what I receive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
that
it's a
was
shock.
your opportunity to allow people to give back to you in the caring ways that you had always been caring for everybody
Yeah,
else.
that's a good way to look at it.
So,
Yeah.
and if you were stubborn, the universe always has a way to knock you upside the
Give
head.
with that
So,
lovely 2x4.
yeah, because
That's
I've had plenty of those.
the 2x4.
Oh,
I'll give
yes.
it back to you.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it already.
I know,
Here you go.
right? I'm definitely ready to get rid of the 2x4s
The
I've
proverbial
been
2x4.
getting lately, and they've been quite the doozies.
Mm.
Which on another show, another day and time, I
Oh,
will share those
I was gonna
experiences.
say you can share them with us if you like.
So, you made reference points to, is this Makayo Yusi?
Makayo Usui, Dr. Usui.
Yusui. Dr. Yusui.
Yeah. He is the founder of Reiki.
Well, get this, everybody. This Dr. Yusui was a Christian minister in Japan. He was the head of a Christian boys' school. One day, some of the students asked him if he believed in the miracles Jesus is claimed to have done. Healing is the main one. Being a Christian minister, he answered yes. They asked if he knew how Jesus had done this, to which he responded, no. In the Christian schools, Jesus's healing method was not known. After a few more years of study, he felt he had come to an understanding that to go further required in depth meditation, and he declared to the monks his intention to fast and meditate for 21 days at a nearby mountain, and that if he did not come back, they should come and get his body. And the story has it Yusui went to a meditation spot at Mount Kuramayama
Mm-hmm. Good.
and undertook an intensive practice utilizing some, some of the practices he had studied. During his Satori experience, he came to realize how working with divine chi energy might assist him in some of his difficulties. Eventually, through the years of study and practice, Yusui was able to meld together a method which brought together the essence of these Buddhist practices in a way he could work with. Later on, it became known as Reiki. So that was really good to include because that was basically your teacher's teachers,
Mm-hmm.
the whole
Mm-hmm.
generation of where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
But what is amazing, because part of my show that I help promote is the world religions, how we're all
Mm-hmm.
interconnected and everything. So with that piece of information, it's showing how someone from Japan that's Christian, Buddhist type of
Mm-hmm.
background and creating and utilizing some of the workings that Jesus actually
Exactly.
did as well. And so that is to help everybody understand out there in the internet world that when you search for these connections, you will find it all. And all of our connections lay within ourselves. And it's just a matter of when you're ready to go on your divine search and start from one point of wherever you're at in your life. And depending on whatever religious or spiritual background you are at, it doesn't really matter just as long as you make the decision that you want to seek more than what you've always have known. And it sounds like that's what has led you on your spiritual journey because can I assume you were once a Catholic?
Yes, I was, as we talked about before. Yes.
Lots of recovered Catholics.
Yes. Lots of us recovering. Yes. Absolutely.
So, let's see what else I can find in here.
There's information on chakras, as we talked about before, too.
Oh, and you
Yeah.
have a son, Gerard. Is it Gerard Butler? No, just kidding.
No,
No,
it's
no, no,
Gerard
no.
Jr.
No, Gerard Jr. So you talk about weight loss
Oh,
in your
yeah.
book and
Reiki
self
can
healing.
help you with everything and anything that you're working on. When you work on yourself, if when you're attuned to Reiki, you always start by working on yourself, and you work on healing yourself before you work on anyone else. So it's always a
Okay.
good idea to start working on yourself because Reiki will work and on yourself like an onion. It'll start to peel
Right.
little by little the things on that are emotionally involved within yourself.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's where the purging comes in.
Mhm.
Whether you want to purge or not, those things are going to come forward, whether you want to
Oh,
get rid of them or not.
now I
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it.
Should
That
have had
did
a VA.
happen to me. Holy crap, that stuff really works.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really does because once I got attuned, that's that was the onset of a lot of digging into the muck of the soul that I
Yes.
started to do back
Exactly.
then
Exactly.
and it just kept going
It
deeper and
works.
deeper and deeper and then I
Yeah.
had a lot of uh the dark night of the soul
Yeah.
came into my
Yeah.
life and that was another peeling of the onion
Yeah.
and oh
And it
yeah,
just, yeah,
so this
it
stuff
works.
is all
Definitely
related.
works. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
Very, very interesting.
Yes. Very
But
interesting.
I'm really digging these symbols.
Yep. And I struggled with the symbols a lot because I was taught that the symbols are very, very sacred. And they are very sacred to me, as they are to most people who are Reiki practitioners. But, however, and as I said, I struggled with putting them in the book.
Hmm.
Unless you're attuned, you don't know how to use the symbols. Somebody can just go right up to this board here and draw the symbols and they don't mean a thing.
Right.
They have no power unless you're attuned. So
Ah.
they mean nothing to you looking at that, do they? I mean, other than, wow, that's a cool drawing. That's really neat looking.
No, it does have something because I've ended up
Well,
making these symbols
and a lot of
quite
people have because it's a very similar symbol to American Indian symbol that you see a lot on hands, an energy symbol you see on a hand. And it's a very similar symbol to a lot of different other energies.
because I remember this was being done over my head when I was being attuned.
Yeah.
It was really cute. No.
Cute.
He was a teacher, massage therapy teacher. His name was Scott, and he was an Englishman or Welsh or something. And he looked Native American, but he had the English Welsh accent, and he had the long hair. And yeah, all the girls in the massage therapy school was like, ah.
We didn't
And
have any of
I
those
was
in my
just,
massage class at all.
you didn't have any
No.
males?
Oh, we had four guys in our class. That was it.
It was pretty even,
Really?
50-50.
Wow. No, we only had four guys in our class.
Wow. And now these days, everybody's, if you're not a real estate agent, you're
You're a
a
massage
massage therapist.
That's funny.
So you did go through putting all of the
All the symbols are in there because what's included in the book are your attunements for Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, and we do this online.
okay.
So you can become attuned online through this amazing, with me, online, through this amazing meditation attunement um, program. And it is amazing.
That would be at the healingrealm.com, correct?
Well, there's a special site that you go to that's in the book.
Oh, there is.
Yes. And then we send you a link, a special link to go to that's specifically for you, and it only lasts so long. And then you become attuned. And then you get my email, a special link to get to me. And I'm very much in touch with all the people who I've attuned, and I've attuned many through this book. And that's one of the main reasons I wrote the book was for my goal. My goal is to have a practitioner in every home. And this is one way to do it, is to offer a book and have the attunements included in the book.
Oh, awesome. I really want to find a new word other than awesome.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. It's
That's
fantastic.
fantastic. Fantastic.
So everyone, if you ever get a chance and you want to find this book on Amazon or at the Wings bookstore, and if you
Go to Amazon right now.
Yeah, go to Amazon right now. But if you actually would like to meet Lady Cass, you can find her at the Wings bookstore on Thursdays. Right?
Thursdays from 1 to 4.
Yes, she is there, and she'll direct you to where her book is. She'll talk to you. She's just a divine person. Most and all people that I bring on my show are divine people because our essences are all divine.
Yes. And we're all connected.
Yes. We just forget majority of the time.
Yes, we do.
We forget that deep down inside we're very,
We're
very,
very
good
divine.
and we're very loving.
Deep down inside, we all are.
Yeah, it's a layering effect. Most definitely.
And we are connected, and we do forget that our neighbors are the same as we are.
Oh, yes.
And the guy up the street at the gas station is the same as we are.
Yes.
So is the guy at the corner asking for money. He's connected.
Did you give him
Yes,
any
he is.
money?
Yes, I did.
Aw, you are
The
so
guy on
sweet.
54th, the corner from 275 to 54th.
You're so
Yeah.
sweet.
Twice a week, I go out, get off that exit. Yeah.
I've given food to people that are without whatever it is that they're without, and they're on the streets. And I have gone up. I found some women at times,
Mhm.
laying down on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ground. And so those are the particular ones that I definitely go to. And I'm like, oh my goodness, are you need anything? How can I help you? And I try to get them to a shelter or
Mhm.
someplace to help them out and everything. So,
There's a woman that I see quite often on 22nd and 19, and she's on the corner, and her kids are on the side of the. She's in the middle in the median, and her
mm,
kids are on the corner waiting for her. They're like sitting in a wagon, and they're just sitting there like with crayons and stuff playing, and she's out in the median collecting money,
oh,
and her kids are sitting
wow.
on the corner playing, waiting for her.
Aw.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What can we do to help that
I
person?
asked her one time, "Is there anything that I can do to help you?" And she said, "Just give me money."
Hmm.
Yeah.
One of those situations.
Yeah, I just handed her a 5. I was like, if I had a 20, I would have handed her a 20. You know, yeah.
Well, it's interesting that all she said was, "Oh, you can just give me money,"
Yeah.
because if she wanted more than just the money
Mhm.
itself, there could be other ways
Oh yeah.
to assist her along with
Yeah.
having the the tool of money
Yeah.
as well. So,
Yeah.
um maybe she could get on with the bartering, the
Something.
Commonwealth Time Bank or something if she has skills, or,
Yeah.
you know, strike
Yeah.
up a conversation. Find out who she is,
Yeah,
will you?
I will. Next time I go by, I'm not down that end all the time, but next time
Right.
I go down that way, I'll find out.
Have a
Yeah, I'll give her
conversation
my
with her
card.
because I'm always curious about these people. I know everybody has a story,
Oh yeah.
and I'm always curious to find out what is really their story and to have them in that situation, because today in America, everywhere in every country, everyone is struggling in some shape or form
Mhm.
and in some capacity. I know in my personal life, there's people that don't have a place to live. They're living in their
Right.
cars. You know, I've even have experienced that in my life. People are having a hard time paying their rent. Thankfully, locations that I am associated with, they work with everybody in the
Mhm.
apartment complex to pay their rent and everything. So, you know, it's stuff like this when all of us have to come together and think, how can we change
Mm.
this? How can we help another human being? Because Lord knows if we would ever be in that situation, we would need that help
Yeah.
ourselves.
Absolutely.
So, how can we help pay it forward in the same capacity that it all comes back around and start circulating that energy
Mhm.
to assist people? But then the real kicker is some people are not wanting it, some people are not ready for it. So there's that balancing act and that fine line that we all have to realize, because everybody is on their own path and in their own journey.
Mm.
And if we do decide to take ourselves and put ourselves in that person's business and into that person's life to affect them, it could end up, we might see it as it's to be positive, but they might ultimately view us as, you're messing with my
Right.
life. And so that's where people get mixed up between discernment and judgment a lot of the times. And then we start doing it to ourselves. And then that's a domino effect of judgment. And so, see, get y'all thinking about some stuff, huh?
There you go. Well, I have a hard time just thinking about what it took to get them to that point, to go
hmm
out onto the street, how hard that is for someone to actually go out and ask for help. That is such a big step to actually go out there and say, "I need help." You know, that's
Yeah.
that's that's tough. And I
I
don't think it's as easy as we think it is.
No, I know when I was in a situation in my life where um I did not have family, immediate family to help me out at a time. I was homeless. It was a period in my life where I had just split from my youngest son's father, and I lost my car, I lost my house. I was living in a person's house that I was in massage therapy class with. Um, no, that wasn't my youngest son's father. That came afterwards. I've been through it a few times.
Mm.
It was my older son's father. We had split up, and I had lost everything because he was main provider, and I just was pushed to go beyond what I had because I wanted to know that I could do it myself. But in that process, you lose a lot. And I did find myself people saying, "Oh, go to a shelter, go do that." And I was just like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And thankfully, by the grace of God or sheer fact that I just have too much damn pride, I did not get to the point where I was on a street corner asking for help per se like that, but I did have a humbling experience just by letting certain people know, hey, I didn't have money,
Mhm.
and it's happened a couple times, and each time I've learned something more profound and new about myself, and now I've reached that point where no, I refuse to relive it ever again, no matter what
But you
occurs.
took that
So,
step and you talked to certain people and you told them your situation, and that couldn't have
right.
been easy at
Oh,
all.
not at all.
Mm.
Not at all.
That's
It's a very, very, very humbling experience. I mean, for anyone that's out there that is always been sure of your yourself that I can handle anything and I got it covered no matter what, and when you get to that point when you have to surrender to your highest good, to God, you will find yourself losing everything, and you will have to just say, "Okay, I surrender. It is what it is. I do need help. I do need assistance. Somebody please, you know." But the real kicker is because I always presented myself in such a manner, there were a lot of times where people would not help me.
Mm.
I went to a women's shelter and they would not help me because I was not beat up. I was not an alcoholic. I was not a drug addict. I looked healthy. I
Wow.
had my wits to me.
Wow.
And they turned me away and said, "Oh, we can't help you." And I'm like, "But I'm a mother. I have a child. I have no place to go. I have no money. I'm out of a job. Blah, 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 blah." And so that was that. So that was an
Wow.
eye opening experience, too.
Wow. That's scary. That's scary. That's what you get for being so good and being so perfect. Nobody's there to take care of you. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
And that's what a lot of people are going through and
Mhm.
dealing with these days. This is where men, that single fathers
Mhm.
that are out of work and have lost their homes, their wives either left them or
Mm.
their wives have passed away or whatever circumstances. There's a lot of men out there that are unable to get the help that they need, the assistance they need, because
Right.
our
They're the men.
society has gotten to that point where they have blinders on, and if you're a certain particular person, a white male or a white female, it's automatic that, oh, you don't need any help.
Mm.
Hello, we're human beings. Everybody needs help at some point in
Mhm.
life.
That's right.
And so there's a lot of changes of our system that really needs to change. And that would be a good way to become a Reiki practitioner.
That's a
Because
good switch.
yeah, because if what you're saying is once you become a Reiki practitioner and you become in tuned with your
Higher
highest
power.
higher power,
Absolutely.
your whole life will really start to change
It will. You'll
in a whole
definitely
new
shift.
paradigm.
You'll shift. You'll see the shift. The people around you will change. Um, you'll start to attract things that you want to attract. The people in your life that shouldn't be around you will disappear. The people that you need to be around you will start to become your friends. You'll see dynamic changes. And I go through that in my book in the beginning, and it's called, the first chapter is called My Reiki Connection, and it literally, and I didn't even realize how many connections I made through the years, how my life has changed, and I marked every big change as a connection
Oh,
through the
wow.
years, and I just put down another connection, another connection, another connection, as I changed friends, as I changed jobs, as I changed houses, as I changed locations where I lived. It was another location. That's how I ended up here in Florida. It was another connection, another
Ah,
connection. I ended up crying my eyes out for 6 months on the beach. Another location change, another connection.
right.
So you can actually watch yourself make the changes. You won't see it right away, but as the years go by and you look back, you'll see the different connections that you've made over the years, and you'll be amazed. You really will be amazed that Reiki can change your life, and it will.
Awesome.
Yeah, it really will.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. That's that word. Fantastic.
Yay.
But yeah, it will really make the change, and you can use Reiki on everything. I mean, use it for your job. Matter of fact, and one job that I had, I can say this. I worked,
You're not there anymore. It's
I know, I
okay.
know. I
They won't
worked,
come after you.
I worked at a doctor's office,
Hmm.
and there was only the three of us: the doctor, myself, and the doctor's wife. And
That must have been fun.
yeah, uh, actually, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Sometimes it was a little rough. So, using the symbols, and I know what the symbols are for and what they mean, I went around and put certain symbols under everyone's chair. So the energy would
Ooh.
change the person who was sitting in the chair.
Oh, that's really, really
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Well, and I have to tell you this one person, and I put this certain symbol where it changes the emotional energy.
Hmm.
It really changed this person's energy, and it took about probably 2 weeks.
And did you do it every day?
I stuck it with tape under the
Oh,
chair, and
okay.
when she was there, I would do the symbol around her, and every morning when I came into work, because I was the first one there, I
Right.
would do the symbols in the office, all
Okay.
over the office before anybody came in.
Okay.
So, and I would get everybody coffee in the morning, and I would do the symbols on the coffee cups. So they would be
Oh,
surrounded with Reiki energy, and I'm telling you, in 2 weeks, that office was humming with really positive, wonderful energy. It was amazing.
I hope everybody is
So you
definitely
can
tuning into
really,
this
yeah,
because this is a definite declaration
yeah, you
and
can really,
affirmation of how powerful doing energy work.
mhm.
So definitely find this book.
Yeah, you
Get
really,
on
yeah,
Amazon.com right now. Go to also
the healing realm.
thehealingrealm.com. That's another website of
That's
yours.
my website, and you can just go to the book site, and that'll take you right to Amazon.
Very good.
Yeah. But you can do amazing things and fantastic things,
Amazing. Tremendous.
tremendously amazing, fantastic, awesome things with, with Reiki.
Yes, I've definitely am doing shifting lately and I'm paying attention to making my word usages different,
Hmm.
more positive and more
Hmm.
empowering
Hmm.
as I associate with the many people that come in and out of my life and because I
Right.
really want to raise my vibration
Hmm.
and my mom, Mama K, how you doing? um she got me the book by Doreen Virtue, Angel Words.
Hmm.
Have you checked
Hmm.
out that book?
Hmm. I haven't, but I heard it.
Oh, that's
Heard
a
about it.
very,
Yeah.
very interesting book because it shows on the little seismograph or whatever
Hmm.
how the word vibration affects everything.
Nice.
And
Very
so it
nice.
really gives you a visualization of the frequencies and the vibrations of particular words. When they're negative words, it makes the energy very, very small and you see it on the graph.
Oh, I like that.
And then if it's words like love and happiness and joy, you see how it's big on the
Mhm.
graph
Mhm.
and everything. So it really helps you connect
Mhm.
to realizing words are truly power. And if you don't use your words wisely, if you don't pay attention to how you're speaking to people,
Yeah.
words do end up hurting people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Oh, sure.
if anybody has been in a situation of emotional, psychological abuse, which been there, done that,
I think we all have.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, you have the scars that are not necessarily from the physical aspect of an abuse, but it's that emotional, psychological aspect of abuse that stays with you for years and years and years and years until you really start to connect with your inner core. And that's how spiritual path and spiritual work can really help you deal with all those layers of abuse. I mean, I did not think spiritual work could do that, but it works better than a shrink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it costs a heck of a lot less.
It really does.
It does.
And you really
That's
do it
true.
yourself, so
Yeah,
you can't use
exactly.
that, "Well, stop telling me what to do," and
Because you're
because
working on you have to work on yourself, and it's not easy, it's hard work.
it
It's hard
really
work.
is, because you have to take accountability, you have to
Yes.
take responsibility, and whatever walls that you come across,
Yeah.
you have to just deal with them.
Yeah.
So, it's just a really I'm so happy you came, girl.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yay!
Yeah. Good. I'm glad
You
too.
you you really I guess I was supposed to have you on here because you really have lightened up that flame for me to go ahead
Good.
and see about getting my attunement and doing something
Absolutely.
with Reiki and everything,
Absolutely.
because I really do want to get every element I can into my being that could help me to help other people
Mhm.
in my life and whoever allows me into their life, because that's where,
That's the key.
yeah, that's the true element of everything, that you can always have a genuine positive intention to help somebody,
Mhm.
but if they truly do not want it and they're not ready
If
for
they're
it.
not ready. Yeah, they have to be ready, just as
Mhm.
ready as you're talking about being ready. They
Mhm.
have to be just as ready as you are.
Oh
So,
yes.
and a lot of people are not ready. Although 2013, this is a big year. Last year was a big year.
Oh yeah.
More and more people are starting to feel the vibration and feel the energy. But I think 2013 is we're just going to blow the top off.
Well, I don't know. Have you ever heard of Jalila Star?
No.
Oh, Nibiruan Council. Check her out.
Okay.
Definitely. She was recently talking about on her stuff how we're in the high process of the supergalactic
Oh yeah.
energy
Oh,
wave.
absolutely.
That is the Christ
Yes.
consciousness wave.
Yes. Absolutely.
And she
That's what
talks
it's all about.
about all of that. And that's what we are really, really all being soaked and
Oh yeah.
dosed in.
Oh yeah.
So, anybody that is really coming to their self
Mhm.
realization that, okay, it's time to seek more than just what's directly in front of their face,
Mhm.
um,
Well,
they're going to see
mhm.
the changes that they can start going
That's what
through.
December 22nd was all about. When we had the day of our birth,
Mm-hmm.
is when the Christ consciousness really came forward. It's been working all the way across, but we had a birthday because
Right.
December 21st was the beginning.
Ah,
And the 22nd, we had a birthday at Unity. We had
right,
the
right.
birthday to celebrate the new earth,
Mm-hmm.
new Christ consciousness. And like you said, we're just being smothered in it and we're all coming forward and people are starting to realize that that is what this is all about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's very, very
it
exciting.
really is.
So, well, as we're getting ready to close, everybody, the ending is coming upon us.
Oh,
We, let's see here. What can I throw out there along with everything else? 3 little tidbits to consider for the week. Don't expect perfection from people. Recognize the fact that no person is perfect. They're just perfect the way they are. Recognize the fact that the other fellow has a right to be different. And don't be a reformer. Do not be the one to come into a person's life and make them feel guilty for who they are and force them to change to make yourself feel better. Learn to accept other people as you want to be accepted for yourself. And know that you are a gift to the world from God. So act like it.
All right. I love that.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
We all are gifts of God.
Beautiful.
So, well, thank you so much for
You're welcome,
joining
darling.
me. And it was wonderful to have you on the show and everything.
Thank you. It was great. Love to be
We didn't even need a break.
here. We just, I told you. I can yak.
It was awesome. I hope everyone you enjoyed it, and I think we're gonna end the show this evening with some music that engineer Adam has created. He's a very, very talented individual. So I hope you all have a good evening, and oh yeah, be looking for invitations for this event on Mondays, because she said that I should do that
On Facebook.
on Facebook, because she said I should do that. So yeah, if I know you, you better start tuning in, because I'm going to start sending you something. Absolutely. And if you know Lady Cass, she's going to be putting on her Facebook pages that she was on the show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can watch us no matter what. So you all take care. Have a good evening.
Good night.